Hey there, welcome back or welcome if you're new. Some days the house feels fine until you sit down and suddenly every corner is whispering for your attention. The floors aren't filthy, but they feel off. The sink is mostly clear, but something still nags at you. It's not mess, it's the feeling that no matter what you do, your home never quite feels done. You're not lazy, you're just tired. Tired of cleaning but not seeing results. Tired of the guilt that shows up every time you skip a chore. Tired of looking around and wondering, how do other people keep it together? So this isn't about doing everything. This is for the small things, the 2-minute habits, the overlooked corners, the easy wins that bring back a bit of calm. If you're feeling behind, this video might help you catch your breath just a little. Alright, the first trick we're tackling is that kitchen smell that shows up even when your sink looks clean. No dishes, the faucet's shiny. You're feeling pretty good until you walk by and suddenly think, why does it smell like something died in the drain? Here's the issue. Even when the surface is clean, your sink drain can hang onto food bits and invisible grime, and that's where the smell hides. So, what do? Pour half a cup of baking soda down the drain, followed by a splash of vinegar. Let it fizz while you do something else. I usually let it bubble while the kettle's heating. Then rinse with hot water. That's it. 2 minutes, no scrubbing. I didn't realize how much of a difference it made until I skipped it for a week, and the smell politely reminded me. Now it's part of my weekly rhythm, just like boiling tea or wiping the counters. And if you like tricks like this, quick, satisfying, and surprisingly effective tomorrow, I'm sharing a few more deep cleaning hacks you probably haven't thought of. They're weirdly clever and honestly kind of fun. Hope you'll join me for that one too. Now let's move to the next spot, the one that somehow collects dust even though no one touches it. The second trick is for something you see every day, but somehow still ignore: dusty light fixtures. You know that moment when you walk into a room and it just feels dull, like the lighting's off. You try changing the bulb, but nothing changes because the real problem is the light cover itself. It's coated in dust, maybe a few bugs, and definitely a film of "I'll get to it later." Here's how to fix it. Take down the light cover carefully and give it a quick wash in warm, soapy water. Dry it, pop it back on. That's it. The light instantly looks brighter and the whole room feels less tired. I once did this in our hallway and genuinely thought I had installed new lighting. Nope, just finally removed a thin layer of ick that had been muting everything. If you like little upgrades that cost $0 and make your space feel cleaner than it actually is, tomorrow's video has a few weirdly satisfying tricks like that. So stay tuned. Next, let's head to the bathroom and talk about a tiny cup that's grosser than it looks. The third trick is about something small but secretly nasty: the toothbrush cup. You brush your teeth every day, you rinse your mouth, but that little cup on the sink, it's holding puddles, paste, splatter, and bacteria that's been settling in for weeks. Here's the fix. Swap it out. Use a flat toothbrush holder that doesn't collect water. Or if you love your cup, make it part of your routine. Give it a quick rinse every time you brush. I switched ours to a silicone mat, and honestly, it was one of those "why didn't I do this earlier" changes. No more mystery gunk, no more stalling because I don't want to touch that. And if you love tiny upgrades that make a big difference, tomorrow's video will be full of them. The kind of cleaning hacks that feel oddly satisfying. Let's move on, because next we're cleaning something nobody ever talks about, but everyone touches. The fourth trick is one of the easiest, and yet we skip it all the time. You clean your counters, you mop the floor, but the things you actually touch all day, like doorknobs, cabinet handles, fridge doors, light switches, yeah, those stay smudged and sticky until someone finally says, "Why does this feel gross?" Here's the fix. Grab a damp cloth and do one loop around the house. No perfection, no scrubbing, just wipe what fingers touch most. I started doing this when I was on hold during a phone call, and it weirdly became my go-to reset. Quick, easy, oddly satisfying, and it's one of those things where the house feels cleaner even if nothing major changed. If that kind of low-effort, high-satisfaction cleaning is your style, you'll love tomorrow's video. I've packed it with tips that work even when you're low on time and energy. Next up, we're going after something that's technically clean, but still smells wrong. The fifth trick is for those days when your home smells fine. Not bad, but not fresh either, like it's been lived in for a bit too long. The culprit isn't trash or the sink, it's your fabric. Couches, curtains, throw pillows they quietly hold on to, smells you forgot even happened. Here's the fix. Toss cushion covers in the laundry, vacuum the couch, steam the curtains if you can, or at least shake them out by the window. Even just fresh air does more than a scented candle ever could. I once spent a full afternoon blaming the dog for a weird smell. Turned out it was the throw blanket I hadn't washed in 6 months. One laundry cycle later, whole room felt clearer. And if that kind of sneaky refresh feels good, wait for tomorrow's video. Some of those hacks will have you saying, wait, that's all I had to do. Now let's wrap with one last trick. It's quick, satisfying, and kind of addictive once you start. The sixth trick is ridiculously simple, but it's one of the few that actually shifts the mood of a room instantly. Here's the problem: even after you clean, your space can still feel scattered. Pillows sideways, chairs pulled out, blankets half on, half off the couch. It's not mess, but it throws off your brain. Here's the fix: do a 10-second reset as you leave the room. Fluff the pillow, fold the blanket, push the chair back in, straighten the rug corner. That's it. It's not about perfection. It's about removing visual noise, those tiny things that add up to, why do I feel so often here? I do this when I'm heading to bed or right before I leave for work. It takes no effort. But when I walk back in, the room feels ready. Not staged, just reset. And if you love little moments that give back more than they take, tomorrow's video is full of them. Quick things that make your space feel more finished without wearing you out. Let's close this out with a deep breath and a reminder that you don't have to do it all. If you're still here with me, thank you. I know how much you already carry, and I know how easy it is to look around and feel like you're always one step behind, even when you've been trying all day. But today you showed up for your space even in a small way. You noticed, you chose, you cleared one little corner. And sometimes that's all it takes. Not a perfect home, just a little bit of care that gently says, this matters. And so do I. If anything in this video helped you feel even a little more at ease, I'm really glad. And if you want to let me know, a like is enough. I'll take it as a quiet nod. Yes, this helped.